Sometimes neglect isn't about shouting. It isn't about violence. Sometimes neglect is much quieter than that. Sometimes it's something as simple as a glass of water just placed out of reach. Today, I want to talk about something very small, but something that says a lot about the reality of care homes. My wife Lisa is in a care home in Portugal. She has dementia. She's also diabetic, and sometimes she can't even reach a drink of water. Lisa isn't just a patient. We spent years together building a life, working, travelling, planning our future. Like many couples, we imagined retirement would be just when time and life slowed down, a time when we could enjoy things together. But life doesn't always follow the plans you make. Instead of travelling together, I now visit Lisa every day, twice a day in a care home. When I walk into the visiting room, she sees me, and I hope she still recognises me. Most times she does. She smiles. She reaches out for my hand. She waits for a kiss, and in those moments, she's still my wife. People who haven't experienced dementia often don't understand how much it changes a person's life. Lisa cannot always explain what she needs. Sometimes she struggles to find the right words. Sometimes she begins a sentence but forgets what she was trying to say to me. Sometimes she just sits quietly watching the room around her, but holding my hand. She holds my hand very tightly for reassurance that I'm still there. Even if she's uncomfortable, even if she's thirsty, even if she needs help, that's why the care home becomes important. But because living with dementia depends on others to notice the small things, do they have a drink? Are they comfortable? Can they reach the things they need? These things may sound simple to most people, but not to a person with dementia. When I arrive to visit Lisa, I look around the room. Sometimes she's sitting quietly in a wheelchair. Sometimes she looks tired. Sometimes she looks distant. But one thing I notice again and again is the water. Will it be in the room? Will it be with her? Can she reach it? It might be on a table. It might be behind her. Or it could easily be left in her bedroom and forgotten about. I honestly believe they do not give her a drink of water to have during the evening when she's asleep. Lisa rarely asks about it. She does not complain. She just sits quietly, waiting for me, waiting for help. One thing I always do when I bring Lisa is I bring her a flask of tea, proper English tea. It might sound like a small thing, but to Lisa it matters a lot. And it matters to me. Before I leave the house, I make the tea myself, put it in a flask so it stays warm. I bring sweeteners for her tea because Lisa is diabetic. She can't have sugar. She can't have anything with sugar in. And I don't add milk because she is lactose intolerant. Bless her. These are the things the care home staff know, but sometimes the details are forgotten. I've seen them offering her a yogurt or a cheese sandwich, and this is why I decided to put things in my own hands and bring her something to eat and drink at least twice a day. I like to make sure she always has something to drink when I arrive. She's always thirsty. And sometimes when I get there, she doesn't even have water within reach. The drink might be somewhere in the room, but not where Lisa can actually reach it. And Lisa won't always ask. She often points. If she wants something, she will point to me, saying, she doesn't say, she points to the water. She points to a glass. She points to the food I bring. But dementia doesn't always work like that. Sometimes a person simply waits. So when I arrive with that flask of tea, I know she has something warm to drink, something familiar, something comforting. Just a simple cup of tea helps her relax. She loves her English tea. In the afternoon visits, I usually bring something for her to eat as well. Most of the time, it's just a simple ham sandwich in plain sliced bread, nothing fancy. Occasionally, I add a bit of sliced tomato. It's something she likes, and it's something she can manage to eat easily, albeit slowly. She has problems with swallowing, that's the dementia, so she has small pieces at a time. Quite often when I see Lisa in the afternoon, she seems very hungry and very thirsty. So that sandwich and that tea becomes something we share together, a small routine, almost like a normal moment between husband and wife. For a few minutes it feels like less of a care home and more like a real life again. Another thing that happens quite often is the waiting. The visiting time might be scheduled for a certain time in the afternoon, usually 2 p.m. I'm always there, and I sit there and arrive in the visiting room and wait. Sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes even longer. There have been days when Lisa has been brought to the visiting room almost an hour late, and usually there's no explanation. I'm very angry about this. They are cutting our visiting time away from us. Nobody comes to say why. Eventually someone brings her in, but by that point we've already lost a large part of the visiting time, and we are supposed to have together. Those moments matter. Because when someone has dementia, every moment together is important. You never know which visits they will remember and which they won't. Lisa can often, when I ask her on an afternoon, I can say, "What did you have for dinner, darling?" And she can't remember. You wonder which visits she will forget. Care homes are complicated places. I know many working in them are doing their best, but sometimes systems become very routine, very mechanical. People become tasks, schedules, numbers on doors. And when this happens, the small human things can be forgotten. Things like making sure somebody has water within reach. And things like making sure they're ready to see their husband on time. That rarely happens. Those small things are actually the most important things to Lisa and to me. I think things that show someone still cares. When I visit Lisa, I try to make sure those small things are done. I bring the tea, I bring her a sandwich, I move the drink closer where she can reach it, I check she has everything, I check she's wearing a watch, she's got her hair tied back in the bobbles that I bought for her. Often she comes back with her hair down by her sides and her hair not tied back. I sit with her. I hold her hand, and sometimes we talk. Sometimes we just sit quietly together. Even though dementia changes so much, Lisa is still my wife, and she still deserves kindness, comfort and dignity. If you have a loved one in a care home, never assume the small things are always being done. Never assume. Because sometimes something as simple as a glass of water can stay more than cold and become words that are forgotten about. Some care homes aren't care homes. Some care homes are don't care homes. Please, if you've got a loved one in one, make unannounced visits if you can and see how things are going, because sometimes your visits are scheduled for things to act, so you only see what they want you to see. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this chat, and if you'd like to see more, please join our channel, support our channel by joining. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe, like and share. And also leave a comment if you've got loved ones in a home and tell me what you really think is happening to them. It's not always what people outside think. Some people just go away and leave their loved ones in the care home and never visit again. That is not me. I love my wife so much. Okay folks, thank you very much for listening. I appreciate that. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.